Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marin Bikes YouTube channel. On today's video, we're going to be showing you all about the new for 2023 Alpine Trail E range from Marin Bikes. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Alpine Trail E2, but not only that, we're also going to discuss the specs available on the Alpine Trail E1, as well as the all new entry-level model from Marin, which is just simply called the Alpine Trail E. The frame itself is consistent throughout all three models. The frame is the same geometry as the 2021 and 2022 Marin Alpine Trail E range. The only slight change that you will see, the power on button for the motor is switched from being on the top tube to the handlebar, which is I think a nice touch. It's just a little bit nicer to use when you're starting your ride. As before, full mulleted setup with a 29-inch front wheel and a 27.5 rear wheel with that plus size rear tyre, which works really nicely. A 63-degree head angle, which is of course super slack. This bike is all about the descents. Of course it is about the climbs too. It's got motor, let's face it, but you can tell in terms of the geometry of this frame, it is designed around descending. Sizing is from small to extra large on all of the three models. For a full nitty-gritty breakdown of the different geometries across the different sizes, we will put a link in the description below. So moving on to show you how the different specs on the different models vary. Starting with the heart of this bike, the motor, of course. This Alpine Trail E2 comes with the all new EP801 motor and a 630 watt-hour battery. The Alpine Trail E1 comes with the EP6 motor with a 630 watt-hour battery, whereas the Alpine Trail E comes with the same EP6 motor that you'll find on the E1, but with the slightly smaller 504 watt-hour batteries. In terms of suspension, travel-wise, like I said before, 160mm front, 150 rear across all three models. On my Alpine Trail E2, we have that Fox Performance Elite 38 fork, whereas on the Alpine Trail E and Alpine Trail E1 models, you will find the X Fusion 36 Trace RC fork. On the Alpine Trail E2, we have the Fox Float DX2 coil shock. On the E1, you'll find the RockShox Super Deluxe Coil R shock. And on the Alpine Trail E, you'll find the X Fusion O2 Pro RXC shock. In terms of drivetrain, on the Alpine Trail E2, we have the Shimano XT/SLX 12-speed drivetrain. Moving on to the E1, you'll find a Shimano Dior 11-speed drivetrain on that, with a 10-speed Shimano Dior drivetrain on the Alpine Trail E. In terms of braking, on the Alpine Trail E2, we have these nice Shimano SLX 4-piston brakes. And on the Alpine Trail E and E1, you'll find the Shimano 420 4-piston brakes. One of the things I've not mentioned yet, which is perhaps the coolest extra little touch that Marin have done across all three models. You won't see it because they are inside the bike, but Marin have made the decision to stock Kush Court tyre inserts front and rear. For those people who have tried fitting tyre inserts before, they can be an absolute nightmare, especially if it's your first time. So what a cool way to basically get that extra protection. I, for one, I'm absolutely delighted not to have to do them myself. Now, like I said before, I absolutely love my previous Alpine Trail E2, so I'm delighted to get my hands on this all new one for 2023. So yeah, I guess nothing left now other than to head over to the trails and give this thing a blast. So this is where I'm buzzing. One thing I forgot to mention in terms of the spec on this bike is the fact that Marin have got their very own bars, stem and grips come fitted as standard, which is cool. Especially these grips with a little thumb imprint, which is a really cool little touch. It's like sessioning a corner but doing it in full laps. So this is the point I would usually stop if I was on a regular bike. Put that car park down there and just session the single track down there, but same as I'm on an e-bike, Figured I may as well just blast all the way to the top there, do a bit of an all-mountain line, into the car park and then down that single track bit and then back up. Oh my word, this thing is a beast. I don't even want to think what this would be like on a regular bike. So I made it to the top. As you can probably hear, it's pretty windy and if I'm being honest, it's pretty bleak. Gonna clip the GoPro on and just do a big top to bottom lap. Might have to be a little bit careful because there's some walkers down there, so I just need to be a bit chill on the top bit. That's my excuse for not going too fast. Actually a few different lines down here, but figure it out. Oh, quite slippy. Oh, it's very slippy. It's basically like grass with the odd rock thrown in there. Woo. Oh my god, it's rough here. Oh, rim packed in full use there. Oh, oh, this is tech. That was a close one. Oh god, that was insane. Definitely absolutely pranged my back wheel off a rock, but Kush Court seems to have saved me, thankfully. Obviously ridden e-bikes for the last 2 years, but I actually haven't ridden my e-bike too much recently, and that was definitely a ride to remind me just how mint they are. I'm not sure exactly how much climbing I did there in total, but must have been about 1,000 metres. Still seem to have between 20 and 30% battery left, just to give you an idea, and I'm not going to lie, I've had it in boost the whole time. If you have any questions about the Marin Alpine Trail E2, E1 or Alpine Trail E, please leave your comments below. I'll do my best to get back to you, and if I'm struggling to answer, I'm sure one of the guys from the Marin design team will be more than happy to help. So hit us up in the comments below. In the meantime, stay safe and we'll catch you next time.